So, to start the ball rolling, may I respectfully request our chairman to make any or some announcement.
Well, I just signed an MOA in lunchtime with PTB4 as a partner, no? As a voters institution. And yun lang so far. We signed resolution number 1784 requesting the President Rodrigo Roa Duterte to declare May 9, 2022 as a special non-working holiday all throughout the country in connection with the national and local elections. Signed by the Commission in Law.
Chair, now we request the Honorable Commissioner Manuel Casquejo from some updates for overseas voting, the technical hubs. The walkthrough that will happen this coming Saturday as far as the data centers are concerned, and likewise the destruction of the defective ballots that will be happening at the National Printing Office.
Okay, thank you. George, magandang hapon po sa lahat. Quick update with regards to our overseas voting as of now, but this is not accurate because some of the posts did not submit the number of overseas voters who already submitted their mail ballots. For Asia Pacific, we have a total number of 76,745 already voted, and some of which are postal, which the ballots is already received by our post. For Europe, we have 13,462. For Middle East and Africa, we have 83,250. In Americas, we have 1,809. Itong Americas, hindi po lahat ang submit pa ng kanilang data, so this is not accurate. And a total of 175,266 as of today. But again, as I have said, this is not accurate kasi some of their posts hindi pa po nag-submit na kanilang update as to the number of overseas voters already cast their votes, and also ballots, mail ballots already received. So as of now, we are in 10% of our total population or total registered voters. 175,266 is more or less is more than 10%. We are expecting more of this. We are targeting about 40 to 50%, if possible more than 50%. If you notice in 2016, we have 32% who voted, our voting turnout. And in 2019, medyo mababa tayo because it's midterm elections 12%. This time, we're expecting more than that kapag naibalik na po yung mga mail-in ballots natin. Yesterday, we approved, or last week, we already approved this regional, these so-called technical hubs. Meron po tayong technical hubs that will cater to services. Number one is the replacement of the defective SD card, and that is to all provincial hubs. Meron po tayong all office of the provincial election supervisors for the replacement of defective SD cards. For the other one, technical hub is for the repair of the defective DCM. As we all know, we only have 1,100 contingency machines during elections. So kapag may mga defective DCMs, we have to replace it using our contingency machines. Even in our overseas voting, meron na po mga issues of defective DCMs and we are replacing it. Medyo malayo lang, medyo matagal yung replacement kasi malayo yung area. Like for example, in New York, may nasira doon. You have to send additional or contingency machines. This time in local elections natin, we will have eight regional DCM repair hub. For the replacement of SD cards, we have 83. So medyo dami-dami din yan. The purpose of this DCM repair hub is for the defective DCM to be repaired immediately. Kasi kulang tayo ng contingency machines natin. So if possible, ma-repair ka agad natin so that again this defective VCM or repaired VCM. And as to the transparency media, we have in the UST. This coming Saturday, we will have a walkthrough. So the media are invited, and as you all know, you already applied for accreditation. We have received 60 plus, but we are going to accommodate only 20. Kasi with the limited workstation in our UST media hub. And not only that, yesterday we approved according to the automation law, nakasaad doon, in the access of the transparency server, we have the KDP, we have the dominant majority party and dominant minority party, and the citizens arm, which is PPCRB. But for full transparency, we include the 10 major political parties, which was approved yesterday by the NBank. So dagdag na po yung ating 10 major political parties. They will have access to our transparency server. When we say access to transparency server, they will be receiving raw data, CSV file coming from each precinct. Kapag may nagtatransmit, so makakatanggap din yung ating mga political parties. Although we have not majority and the minority political parties, but we have already identified all those 10 major political parties. And if I may, babasahin ko, number one, not in particular order, based on the application. Number one, we have the PDP Laban, we have the National Unity Party, NUP, Action Demokratiko, Partido Federal ng Pilipinas, Nationalista Party, Liberal Party, United Nationalist Alliance, Unang Lakas, Christian Muslim Democrats na CMD, Nationalist People's Coalition, NPC, Partido para sa Demokratikong Reforma, and Akbayan Citizens Action Party, Akbayan. So, 12 po ito without naming the dominant majority and dominant minority because still under the computation. But since 12 ito, 2 of these will be declared as the dominant majority party and the other one will be the dominant minority party, and the rest will be the 10 major political parties which will have access to our transparency server. They will be given a workstation. For the media, you will provide your own laptop. So there will be 20 medias that will be accredited out of the 60 plus who apply, and the specification, the laptop specs will be at least i5. Although we allow i3, pero mas maganda i5 talaga kasi mabilis yung i5. Tsaka wala na yan ang i3 ngayon. Meron pa ba? And then the storage is 500 gigabyte. Memory will be 8 gigabyte. The USB port 2 or 3 USB port. The Ethernet is 16 gigabyte. For the USB device, there will be 2 units, at least 16 gigabyte. Yun lang po yung specs natin. So your code is i-harden pa natin, that will be reformatted, and then it will be stored now during the lockdown of the data centers. The lockdown of the data centers will be in May 3 yata, April or May 4. That will be scheduled, and then our media accredited will have access to our transparency server, will be there also, para makita naman nila yung laptops nila will be hardened and locked down. Okay, meron din palang na-approve kahapon for the destruction of defective ballots. There will be the activity prior to the destruction that will be announced, will be posted in our website. And the date of destruction is I think on May 7. The May 7 will be an event also. Will be shown to the public. We are invited as well as the political parties to see the actual destruction of the ballots. That will be scheduled on May 7.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Chair and Commissioners and our friends from the media. For the Packing and Shipping Committee, as of 8 a.m. April 27, we have already dispatched 48.04% of the official ballots, and today for CAR and Region 2, the OBs were also dispatched. From the Comelec Santa Rosa warehouse, where our AES equipments were stored. We have already dispatched 96.44% of the VCMs, external batteries 99.54%, ballot boxes 100%, transmission devices 100%, CCS laptop 99.01%. The remaining areas to be dispatched are Region 4A only, since these are the nearest to the warehouses. For non-accountable forms, we have already dispatched 99.07%. Today at tomorrow, April 29 at 12:01 a.m., AES-related items will be dispatched bound for Batangas and Cabuyao hubs. The delivery is just in time for both the VCM and the official ballots. Today, 13 trucks departed with accountable forms and supplies. For the BSO, yesterday, we have approved the additional guidelines for companions of vulnerable sector. This was approved by the Comelec and BAC. And the companions of persons with physical disability and restricted mobility manifesting the following: quadriplegia and motor restrictions such as tremors, weaknesses, or spasticity, which restricts the effect, are now allowed to vote in the emergency accessible polling places. Kasi dati, talagang yung PWD lang ang ina-allow natin. And there were requests that to avail of these services, the PWD needs also their companion who must be with them and assist them, especially for those who have mobility issues. Here's the summary of the number of registered voters. The total for the BSO is 11,324,724. For PWD, ito ang breakdown, 511,612. Senior citizens, 10,085,956. Persons deprived of liberty, 6,848. IPs, 666,308. Hindi pa kasali dito yung may temporary disability who might avail of the privilege on election day. That is all for the BSO and the packing and shipping.
Thank you. We accepted we granted the petition of the Department of Agriculture on the different programs and projects. More specifically, the fuel discount to farmers and fisher folks program. We likewise granted the petition for exception of the Department of Labor, all the projects of the DOLE, because these are really necessary, the projects of DOLE. Likewise, the petition for exception of the Philippine Rice Research Institute. And finally, among other things, we likewise granted the petition of PACCOR on several programs and projects that PACCOR is to implement within the 45-day period of the campaign. Likewise, as regards the replacement to the debate, we will have our presidential, vice presidential. Yesterday, it will be signed immediately after this press conference with the chairman representing the commission, and the president and chairman of the KDP will be here to sign the MOA. And as of this time, 2 candidates for president and 2 candidates for vice president confirmed that they will be participating in the interview by the panel. And we gave them only up to 5 o'clock this afternoon, all of them 5 o'clock, whether they, and to communicate to us whether they will participate or not. After the 5 o'clock deadline, we will conduct the raffle as to who will be assigned on a particular date as regards their tape interview with the panel. And likewise, for your information, the members of the panel will be randomly chosen course, with the consent always and supervision and control of the Commission on Election. Para po sa debate, kahit na po hindi lahat sila mag-participate, we will still proceed regardless of the number of participants. Doon sa question po, we will patungkol doon sa mga tape interviews. It will be taped as live. Again, no editing. We would like to emphasize there will be no editing that will be conducted as far as the interviews are concerned. Press con, we will provide all of you with the guidelines as drafted by the KBP and the Commission on Election. And the guidelines will likewise contain the list of all the panelists that the KBP is offering as to serve as panel for each and every presidential or vice presidential candidate.
Sir, already said he is unavailable for the panel interviews. There have been other candidates who said they cannot go, and meron po parang repercussions din, like sa debate para sa mga hindi gagawin.
Thank you. Yung sinasabi na hindi makakadalo, in-announce lang naman ng campaign team pero wala pang official formal communication sa amin. So hanggang 5 o'clock, baka sakali magbabago ang lahat, baka magbabago yung isip. So umaasa pa rin tayo that all of them will convey their intention to participate in our program. Yung tungkol sa mga hindi mag-a-attend, parehas pa rin, nandyan pa rin yung we will deprive them of our campaign e-rally participation. I would like to announce the arrival of Commissioner Ray Bulay, and maybe we can ask Commissioner Ray Bulay regarding the napakadaming tanong po ng media ng mga kababayan natin patungkol sa new normal natin. Commissioner Bulay is the Vice Chairman of our New Normal Committee, and there's a very important announcement, especially as regards to some issue na baka biglang tumaas daw yung COVID-19 situation natin, and what the Comelec will be doing just in case na mangyari yun in coordination with other government agencies.
Good afternoon, fellow commissioners. Good afternoon, ng hapon po siya. Chairperson po ng New Normal Committee namin ay si Commissioner Neri. Commissioner Neri po, ako pong Vice Chair. Ngayon, in short, yung New Normal Committee wants to COVID-proof the elections on May 9. So, Commissioner Neri went ahead and signed a multilateral contract with different department agencies responsible for the control of the spread of COVID-19 and its new variants sa eleksyon. So kasi ang data shows na after elections, merong high probability na magkaroon ng spike tayo kasi sa elections ay super spreader events sa kanila. Kaya po ang komisyon, kasama po sa pangunguna ng aming chairman at mga commissioners, marami pong itinayong safeguards. Bukod po dun sa kay Commissioner Neri, si Commissioner Marlon po, yung kanyang emergency accessible polling place. Nakita niyo po yung meron pong model na nag-explain. Ako mo yun nung bata pa ako. Kaya nung medyo midad na, kaya hindi ako si Alden Richards who yung papaliwanag na yun kung ano yung emergency polling place. Meron din po ang NCCC, yung pong pinaubaya po nila sa akin ng chairmanship, yung pong isolated polling place para naman po dun sa mag-show ng symptoms ng COVID-19 habang nakapila para bumoto. Alam niyo po, hindi natin pwedeng i-deny yung karapatan nilang bumoto kasi on election day, wala naman ang makakapagsabi kung may COVID yun. Kaya may running nose, o may sore throat, or even may fever. So meron kaming safeguards. In short, yung New Normal Committee, minana po namin sa mga nag-retire na commissioners ay ang Comelec's reaction para po sa threat ng COVID-19 at present during election and post-election. So yun po. Maraming salamat po, Om George.
Wala pa because the KBP after the MOA signing this afternoon and after knowing who will be the participants just in case kung may mag-confirm na kung ilan sila, kasama na doon sa mga questions, pati yung panel, yung mismong mga names ng panel. So actually, pag nakita niyo yung list, these are known personalities in the media industry and therefore highly respected. And all of them will be combined. Merong isang nasa television, merong isang nasa radio. In fact, sabi nga namin kahit yung meron medyo social media, pwede isama doon para na makompleto na yung interview will really be coming from the different networks at saka we have different background. Hindi ko na muna sasabihin mamaya na. Mamaya eksaktong 5:30 sabihin namin sa inyo kasi para naman para makumpleto na lang muna kung sino lahat yung ano. We will reveal who confirm their participation. Sa usapan namin sa KBP, pinag-usapan talaga yung kung papayag kami na sige kahit nalampas ng 5 o lang, kahit bukas. Pero definitely 5 o'clock will be the deadline. It's too unfair to those who have confirmed the earliest. Pagkatapos mag-adjust kami simply because we wanted to accommodate other candidates. Regardless as to whoever the candidate that confirmed the earliest, then we'll stick to the deadline. Yun po yung paninindigan natin. Kung sino yung nag-confirm ng deadline, then sila ang papayagan sa participation. And tuloy pa rin, tuloy pa rin po yung ating forum, yung one-on-one interview o kung yung sila ay dalawa, tandem interview, regardless, kahit po 3 lang sila, 4 lang sila, kahit hindi sila kompleto, we will still proceed. That is the commitment likewise of KBP. Just in case, initially for information, 10 to 11 tanong ipalabas na sa lahat yun, sa radio and television. And may mga nag-confirm na 4 major networks of radio and television that they will set aside all other programs just to proceed with the interview ng May 2 to 6. And May 2 to 6 will likewise be raffled. Hindi yung dahil nauna ka, iba yung huli, o nauna ka, iba yung huli. It will be raffled likewise. Can be able to accommodate sa 10 to 11 within the day, ilalabas din nila lahat sa interview.
Sir, ibang topic po, may nagpapatanong lang, sabi po kasi ni CICC yung Macau, yung hackers who allegedly got data from Smart Mapping are still courting some Comelec employees to get to the system. Alam po ba ito na ano?
Maybe we can ask Commissioner Marlon Castelo.
Comelec employees. So the hackers can get access to Comelec system. Para ma-manipulate, para ma-manipulate daw po yung election result.
Well, kahit ano pang gawin nila, they cannot manipulate the result of the election. That is how secure our system when it comes to our elections. So kahit pa may sinasabing allegations that they are courting or getting informations from any of the employees of the Comelec, useless din po yun. So talagang itong mga nahuli ko, they are scammers. So meaning they are pretending to know the system and they are pretending that they can hack the system. When in fact, hindi po nila kayang gawin yun. Kahit sino hindi pa kayang gawin. So maybe that is part of their strategy so that they can makapag-singil sila. Kasi nangyari daw dito, they ask for a certain number of millions amount just giving assurance to that set candidate that they can alter the results. Sinasabi niya, you don't need to campaign. Ang gawin niyo lang, magbayad lang sa amin, hindi kami nang bahala sa resulta, mananalo kayo. Which is, that is impossible. So they are purely scammers. I forgot, nakalimutan ko i-mention yung laban ng demokratikong Pilipino. Kasama ko siya sa 12. With regards to the PDP Laban, the case is still pending, which we cannot discuss right now between the two wings. So as of now, ang nakalagay dito sa amin as the 12 who applied is kasama ko yung PDP Laban, the two wings. But as to determining kung sino doon ay legitimate or not, we have not yet resolved this, still pending with the division.
Sir, to clarify, yung PDP Laban faction dun sa 12, counted as one or there's a
In the petition, dalawa sila, but for counting of for purposes of having 10 major political parties and 2 dominant minority covered as one ako.
Ano yung target po for any of the unbanked PR candidates to the elections? Have you resolved the corpus cases pending with the unbanking?
Maybe the chairman will answer.
We halos, I think around 5 commissioners have already affixed their signatures resolution. Very soon, we will be announcing the decision of the 3 consolidated cases to disqualify BBM. Sana siguro early next week may announce na natin yung decision.
Sir, to clarify, we are deciding on the 3 consolidated cases, but we have also witnessed that the Salandanan and Apos, who also filed a disqualification case, has filed a motion for reconsideration. Aren't we going to consolidate all of the 4?
Baka wala ng oras to consolidate itong pang-apat na kaso kasi kapapasok lang sa in-bank. So, ang ma-resume natin kagad yung 3 consolidated cases.
So what will happen then, sir, for the Salandanan if we are not going to do this after?
Well,
May iiwan siya just in case. May iiwan muna siya kung ano-ano man, and then whoever will win or lose in the 3 cases na nauna, then they can go to the Supreme Court just in case if that is their wish. Tapos may matitira sa amin isa. But definitely, mariresolve din namin yung isang case.
Are you referring to the mandate of the Comelec National Campaign Committee on things? Well, the National Committee is in touch with all agencies that are partnered with it. And each instruction is filtered down from the ground up. Those affected by category levels made by the IATF with respect to spikes in cases. So say we have informed everyone of the COVID required protocols per each category level. So far, we are monitoring each and every jurisdiction monitored by the election officer in partner with the different representatives of the agencies that are in partner with the National Campaign Committee. So, information is filtered from the ground up to us if there will be any problems, even cases, complaints about their violation. So everything is being kept on file and safely monitored. Up to now, wala naman pong masyadong mabigat na problema. I hope matuloy-tuloy po sana ito hanggang election days.
The supplies ready. We have already trained all our election workers. So kung may mga, ano sa Tagalog, kapulian. Help me translate. Please. Kapulian. Ayan, mahirap. So help me find out that I can best express in Cebuano. So kung naay mga kapulian, we have prepared for that. We have contingency measures. So kung yung mga may spike, the Committee on New Normal has prepared on how to respond to that. Sabi nga nila, kahit anong mangyari, we will have an elections, laban kung laban. Diba? Thank you.